Ta-da. So, hello YouTube. Good evening. My name is Lau, and tonight we are here to talk about a first date. This is the topic. And with me are Bruna and Amanda. So, yes, let's start this conversation. Bruna, please, can you introduce yourself and can you tell us about your first date?
First date I had ever.
No, I think we could share a good experience.
Okay.
Only good experience. One good experience, please.
No, because actually I don't remember the first date I had at all, in my life. But I will introduce myself first. I live in São Paulo with my family. I work as an English teacher and also as a community manager here on Talk and Talk. I've been here since September and I started attending the meetings because just like all of us, I wanted to feel more comfortable when speaking in English. I use it to practice just in classroom, but I felt I didn't have a lot of partners to speak, like besides my students. And well, about a first date, um, I don't know. I will share something, a nice story. I think the nicest one I had was um, when I first dated my ex-boyfriend. We already knew when each other, but um, because we studied at the same school, and the first date was nice because we were like I had already seen him at school, but it was different because we were getting to know one each other in a nice way. Like we went to the mall, we watched The Fault is of the Stars, like a really romantic move, and then it was really, really, it was a nice moment and cute at the same time. I think that's it.
Bruna, are you a person who likes movies like The Fault of the Stars, the romantic movies, or?
Yeah, I do. I do like these kind of movies. They are like a bit cliche, right? Like you start watching them already knowing what's gonna happen by the end. But I like it, yeah.
Okay, thanks, bro. Into Amanda, can you tell us about your first date?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had like a very nice story or like a romantic story, but I can't remember. So, and I think most of my first dates are like maybe going to a restaurant or to a bar and like to to talk to the person. But Bruna said about going to the mall, and I mean, school, and it was very nostalgic because I mean, it's been a while, but it was nice like having first dates on the movies also. But since I'm older now, most of the times I think I go to the bar or to a restaurant, but I don't have like a very specific story.
Yeah, it's really interesting because my last first date, it was also in the mall, going to the movie, and it's always the same, guys. Yeah, I think we have to be more creative to our next first meeting. Dating, sorry. Yeah, the same happens with me, but at least after the mall and the movie, we go to a party. So it was really nice and makes all the difference because we had just scheduled the mall, the cinema, and then we can go to our home, and it was nice. But then can we go to a party? I think it's Friday night, so why not? So it was really nice.
It's a great idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very different. I mean, like I've never gone to a party in my first date.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I think, for example, a party after the restaurants or after the pub, I think it's a good idea. party are amazing. And I think that we are almost tired of mall and cinema and restaurants and pubs. So what are some places that we can go to a first date besides those? Amanda.
I like to do like things that are like open air. I'm going to say like this, like going. I mean, here in Rio de Janeiro we have like Lagoa Rodrigo de Freitas. I don't know if you have heard about it, or like going to the beach maybe, or like walking near the beach, or like riding a bike. I know it depends on the person that you're like having the first date. It depends if the person likes this, but I like to this kind of options like open air.
Yeah, and it's very common those dates don't be the first. And for example, I really like to go to parks, but it's pretty common just the third or fourth. I have no idea. Uh, After how many dates and make I have no idea how to say picnic. It's picnic, yeah,
Yeah.
and have some good time in a open area, just as you, Amanda. And you, brother.
Yes. And it's interesting because I saw this week a meme, of like people making fun of someone who invites you to go to the museum on the first date. But I think it's a nice idea, like you don't need to be in the museum all the time, but just go there and see something. I don't know. I think it's not that bad. The meme was something like this: if you invite the guy to go to the museum on the first date and he goes there, he really likes you. Oh gosh. But I think just like you said, I think first dates should be in places where you can talk, it can be outdoors, just like you were saying, like at the park or at bars. um at the movies, I don't think it's nice, because it's romantic, but at the same time, we're not going on penetration, to the movies. Like, we just want to kiss. So I don't know if it's nice, but um if your goal is to watch the movie, I don't know if it's the best idea.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, Bruna, because I prefer like doing things that we can talk. Because if we go to the movie, we're going to pay attention to what's happening on the screen. And I mean, you will spend like 2 hours watching something instead of like getting to know each other. But it's nice, but I mean, we have to choose like.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, in my case, I really like it because he don't like it during the movie. He just sit and watch it. So,
That's good.
it's good. This person will not make me angry during the movie, because when I go to the movie, I just wanna watch the movie. This is the reason I go to the movie. No other.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you both said about go to an outside place because it's good to talk. But to talk about it, what are good topics to talk in our first date? We will talk about the life. As we said, as we saw in the video, it's not a good idea to talk uh, about our past, about past problems. So, what we will discuss about it in a date, Bruna?
That's a good question and difficult at the same time. I think we can talk about a lot of stuff. It really depends on the person. But it was interesting because the last date I went on, the guy started asking me about therapy. Like, oh, can you tell me a bit about your therapy and how it works? I was thinking about it. like like he was asking me if I could tell him a little bit about therapy, and how it is. Uh, he was curious. So I think some stuff, some things, then the person is not comfortable, like that you see they are not comfortable like talking about. We shouldn't talk too much, if we see on their faces that they are not comfortable, maybe we shouldn't talk. Like this guy kept asking me some stuff I didn't want to talk about, but I was answering just because he asked, you know. So I think it really depends on the feeling during the conversation, the body language. If you see that the person is comfortable, I think it's okay. Like talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a good point. Sometimes we are just trying to relax in a first date and talk about shallow topics, discuss about funny questions. We're not in a therapy session, so it's a good idea. Don't talk about it. Deep questions. And you, Amanda.
I really like what Bruna said because I really like when I meet a guy or that does therapy. I really like when this is something that happens. And but I mean about the subject, usually I talk about work, what I do at work, or what I studied at college, or music, movies, things you like to do. It's like shallow, as I'm not sure if it's that shallow, but I mean it's the beginning, so you have to start. So I think these are like easy topics. So sometimes we get tired of saying talk, or we get tired about like talking about the same things all the time. But I think this is some of the subjects.
Yeah, and because they are easy to talk, it the conversation can flows it and can help us to be more talkative. So it doesn't uh it doesn't make happens that moments who everyone are shy and don't wanna talk. It's it's not a good. So Bruna, when the boys start to ask you about the therapy, it wasn't a good first impression. I want to know from you if it's important, a first good impression about someone.
I think so. Yes. It's interesting because once I dated a guy, I think I have already told this story here a lot of times. I always talk about it. We went out for the first time, and he, like, on the cell phone he was really nice. Then I met him like really quick on the subway just to say hi and everything, because he was so nice that we decided to see each other really quick once. And he was weird, but it wasn't a date. It was just a talk. And then on the official date, guys, he didn't say anything. He was really quiet. And I told him, "You're not saying anything. Why? Why? It's a bit weird. It's too quiet." And then he said, "I prefer talking on the cell phone than talking in person." And I was like, who does it? Who prefers talking on the cell phone than in person, like face to face? And then he asked me, like, after this date, he asked me another chance and everything. And I was like, why? You didn't give me, you didn't show a good first impression. I think the first date is one of the most important ones. Like, if you don't like the person at first, um, I don't think I would go out more often. So I think it is important. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, especially uh, because I'm not a talkative person. So I like to listen when with someone. So if the person just start to talk, to me it's perfect because I don't have any work. So I need someone who talks a lot because to me talk is a problem. And you, Amanda?
I am like you because I am a shy person, but a lot of people don't agree with that. But I mean, I really like when the other person is like talking and I am listening, like, you can go on, I'm fine. And then like I make some comments, and with time I will feel more comfortable, and then I will start to talk a little bit more about me. But the first impression is very, very important. And I think the most important, it's like you have to like the person, because if the person says something that you don't like, or that you don't agree, or that you don't feel comfortable with, or that feel afraid is too much, but I think feel comfortable is the word here. I think it's the most important thing, so that you can like, so that you will want to meet the person again.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Um, and and I think that sometimes, especially when I am dating someone, when I like to listen, but sometimes I also like to talk because it's communication. We have to share experience, and it's also a problem a person who talks too much, who doesn't allow me to talk. Um, I think that there is some limits.
Totally, totally. The person that talks a lot, I mean, and she does, and it doesn't realize that, I mean, only you, only you are talking. Can I say something too? Because I am shy, but at the same time, I really love to talk. But I mean, it depends on the time, and I mean, I need a little bit more time. But people that talks too much and it doesn't realize, it's not nice.
Yeah, I think I am just like you. I like to talk, but with someone who I feel comfortable to talk, not someone who I'm just finding for the first time and I don't know the person. I don't feel that comfortable to talk. uh, and curious about being punctual. Do you think that it's something really important, or in a first date it doesn't really matter? What do you think about it? And be punctual. Is it important for you, Amanda?
For me, being punctual is important in any meeting. I am a very punctual person, and I really don't like when people are late, or I mean a lot late, because I think being punctual or not being too late, it's a way to demonstrate or to show that you care. And I know that, for example, in Rio de Janeiro, we have like cariocas are late all the time, and you set a meeting at 8 and people will start showing up at 10. I am not this kind of carioca, but so I think it's important to be punctual, because it's a way to show and to demonstrate that you care. But I also know that it's hard to find a punctual person.
Yeah, I have to say that in my case, I'm not a person who know how to plan something. So I'm always late. Not that late, but I'm a little bit late because I just started to think, I have to go take a shower. I have to go to the subway. And then when I saw I'm just late and I have no idea why. Cause I'm just late. 'Cause I have no idea why. It just happens with me. And you, brother.
Yeah. I think some minutes, it's not a problem. Like, I don't know, 20 minutes. I think 1 hour it's too much, I think from 15 to 20, sometimes 30. But 1 hour, I think it's too much. Maybe 30 is the maximum, 30 minutes. But more than that, I think it's too much. It's just like Amanda was saying, it's a bit disrespectful. Go ahead, Amanda. Do you want to add something?
Yeah, no, I wanted to ask you something. I mean, do you plan like being late? I mean, I'm going to start like 15 minutes
Mm,
later.
good point. I think in first dates, I don't know if it's nice being punctual too, being 100% punctual. Sometimes it's charming being a little bit late, not too much. Like the bride, in a wedding. Then it's nice for them to be late. Not too much, okay? Like 1 hour, I think it's a bit disrespectful. But a little bit, I don't see it as a problem. And then like the other dates, maybe you can get on time, you know.
Yeah, I think I do the opposite. The first date, I do everything right. And then I mess up
First impression,
everything.
right? First
Yeah.
impression, yeah.
The first impression is really important. So, yeah, it's about it. Uh, and Amanda said that being punctual is a way to show that you care about. I want to know from you about presents, gifts. Do you think it's a good idea to give a gift to someone in a first date or receive? Do you like it? Do you don't like receiving gifts in the first dates? Bruno.
Gifts. I've never seen it. Maybe flowers, but I think I've never gotten anything on my first date. I would be happy, I do remember if I have already gotten something, but I don't think so. Or I think if I had, I would remember it. Um, I think it's nice, it doesn't need to be something big, but maybe chocolate or something like this, like something small but uh, simple, but that shows you that the person remembered you. I think it's nice, but I've never thought about doing something like this, and I don't remember if somebody has already done it with me. So yeah, but it's nice.
Yeah, chocolates are amazing because it's food and I love food. So if wanna make I love you, just give me food. It's easy. Yeah. And you, Amanda?
I have never heard about like giving or receiving presents, gifts on the first date. I've never heard about this. But I mean, if it happened with me, like receiving a chocolate or a flower, I would be very surprised and maybe a little bit more shy. But I think it would be nice, but I would be very surprised. So I've never given a gift in the first date, and I am not a good person at in choosing gifts. And so I don't I've never heard about this.
Okay. Uh, receive a gift, chocolate or something like this would be something good. But do you think that it's a way to demonstrate a lot and in a first date? Would you like that someone demonstrate too much for you, or just be more calm, more relaxed? What do you think about in a first date?
I don't know how to say emocionada in English, like the word we have in Portuguese, that it's like it's being used right now, because I think that's the way I would see it, like already flowers or already chocolate. But I totally agree with you that if you want to give me chocolate, it's okay. I will be happy. But I think I would think like this person is emocionada. I don't know how to translate this to English, and I don't know if it has this word in English.
And yeah, and you, Bruna?
Yes, I have no idea if we have this word in English. So I need to check. I've never seen it. But I don't know. I think I wouldn't consider it as someone who is emocionado, you know. I would just think this person is trying to is trying to be nice somehow, you know. Just a gesture, you know. It doesn't mean the person is emocionado, because the person doesn't, they may not know anything about us, you know. So they are just trying to be nice, and to be cute, you know. This this can be something to golpe. They may do it with everybody, you know, so we need to be careful if the person is doing it. Like, maybe they have already used this strategy with someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a gulp, I will fall because it's food.
Sure. If it's chocolate mainly, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but okay, about being emotional or nice, I think that it's way better I date with someone who is being emotional or nice with me than someone who don't talk with me at the
Yeah,
first time.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's a problem, especially for me, because I'm not a person who shares a lot my emotions, what I'm feeling. So when I am dating with someone and the person starts to talk, I just feel like, Jesus, it's totally different from me. So what's going on here? And it's nice because I think that it's something that makes the date really nice when I'm date with someone that's different from me. And you girls, would you rather dating someone who fits with you, or someone who is a little bit, at least a little bit different from you, Amanda?
It's a very difficult question. I was like thinking about what you were saying, and I think I prefer to date or to be with someone that is more similar to me, like the things that the person likes to do or likes to watches or to listen, because I think it's easier. But at the same time, when the person is different, it's like a way to know and discover different things. But I think just like in friendships, I prefer to have dates with person that are more similar to me.
Yeah, it's good as well. I think that make it easier, a comfortable place. And you, Bruno?
Yes, I'm with Amanda. I think it's easier if the person, of course, it's impossible to have 100% of the same tastes, you know. But I think if it's too different, I can get not disappointed, but I can not get too excited, you know, because you can't find any similarities, and then it's like you don't have what to talk about. Like the tastes in music are too different, and the tastes in, I don't know, movies, if it's too different, to if everything, if actually if nothing matches, I think it's not real nice, because it's like you have nothing to talk about. So I think it's better when we have some similarities, no?
Yeah, actually, I think
Or maybe
we
we
have.
can teach, right? Like I can not teach, but like maybe we can share, stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and this is very nice. I mean, I like to do this. Like, oh, you should watch Friends. You should listen to this song.
Yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I think in this case we have a lot to share, lot to learning. But I have to say that something that would be a problem, not a problem, but it's something harder to me is date someone who is vegetarian or vegan. Because go to a restaurant and who have just food, vegetarian or vegan foods, I think it would be a problem to me. But at the same time, I think it would be a good experience. I have friends who are vegetarian, and I always eat something new, and it's amazing every time. So I think that it could be a problem, but at the same time, I'm not that sure.
yeah. I
uh,
have I have this with like people that really like going to the gym. Like people, they are very healthy. I mean, they are right, okay. But I mean, it depending on their routine, I wouldn't fit in this lifestyle. So, or in this priority, like people that don't eat like pizza on weekends. So I have this like that with people that are too healthy.
yeah, in some way we have to fit, but yeah, it can be a problem sometimes. Okay, and Amanda said at the beginning that she really likes to go to the restaurants and pubs. And in our first date, would you share the bill? It's a man's role. What do you think about it? Especially because I think yesterday it just explode on the internet because Caio Castro don't like to pay the bill. And I wanna know from you girls, what do you think about it, Bruno?
Come on, he's rich, right? Like, why doesn't he want to pay it? He has a lot of money. But I was listening to a podcast about it today. It's okay if he doesn't want to pay for it. I think it's nice to share. But yeah, I think nowadays, the last dates I went on, I think we shared, and I paid some stuff, like sometimes I pay for the dessert. I don't know, so, or I don't know, like on the movies, let me pay for the popcorn, like something like this. And we but if it's a big check, if it's a lot of money, we usually share it. That's it. Yeah. I don't think it's the man's role. Things are changing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and especially to me, I'm gay. I'm date with another man who will pay both if we think this way. But I think it's pretty nice when we are dating someone and then we can talk, and I can pay. No, I can pay, and you pay on the next date. And we start to think on the next date. So sometimes it can be nice. And you, Amanda?
I agree with Bruna that I don't think it's like a man's role, and I always suggest to share the bill. But if the guy like really insists, it's okay, but only on the first day. Then I try to make sure that we share the bills because I think it's better this way. I don't know how to say machismo in English, but I think like there are some times that man wants to pay the bill to show that he's like better or that he has power or sexism. Thanks. So and I think like men paying the bill, maybe I mean sometimes it's not because they want to but because they feel that they have to, and it has this like about like power or showing off. So I think it's a polemic point, but I prefer to share the bill.
Yeah, and I think that since the first date, we are showing to someone that, oh no, we can share the things. We are here together, so we can share the bill, we can share many things. It's not just your responsibility. I also um, can help you in many ways. So I think that it can help think, it can make things more interesting. Uh, Still talking in a first date, in a restaurant, in in a formal place. Do you think that it's really important behave in a formal way in the first date, or it doesn't matter? You just wanna be who you are in the first date, or it's something that's okay, I can wait for the next date to be who I am because I will just mess up in the first. What do you think, Amanda?
Yeah, I think we have to show ourselves and who we are at the on the first date. I think the video you showed at the beginning says something about this, and because it has something to do with the first impression. Because if you show something that you're not, then the person will discover. But I mean, I think it depends also with if you're feeling comfortable, how much you like the other person, and maybe you're more nervous or less nervous. I think it really depends on the situation because sometimes you think you are like acting in a way, but you're not. But I think you should be yourself from the beginning.
Yeah, it's really important to me as well. And for you, Bruna?
Yes, Amanda summarized perfectly. I think it's important not to change our behavior, not to change who we are, just in order to impress the person. Because just like it said in the video, if we show or if we change something, the person will think we are that way when we are actually not, and it can be complicated to just change it, like if you lie about something, and the person finds out later, it's bad, I think all of these things about lying and not being who you are, I think it's complicated. So I don't think it's necessary, to change your behavior just in order to impress the person.
Okay, and Gareth, what about being being truth about what are we searching for? For example, there are a person who wanna get married, who wanna have kids, and there are others who doesn't. So do you think that it's important in a first date to make it clear? I wanna have a relationship. I wanna get married. I wanna have kids. Or it's just not necessary, Amanda.
I think it's not necessary to talk about this on the first date. I think it's nice for you to share this because on the video says something about communication. Communication is the key. So I think it's nice for you to talk to other person about this, but not at the beginning because okay, you like to marry and you want to have kids, but you don't know if it's going to be with that person. But and I know that if the other person doesn't want the same thing that you want, maybe you will not like keep it going out with her, with the person. But I don't think the first date it's like the moment for this.
Yeah, I think it takes time to have this conversation. As we said, it's not a shallow conversation, it's something just a little bit deep. And Bruno, what do you think?
Definitely. I wouldn't talk about like if the if the person asks, then I would say it, but if don't, I think there's no need, of starting this subject, it's hard. But it's sorry, I was thinking here because we usually in on first dates we usually talk about the future, and also this can appear, but yeah, but I don't think we need to go too deep, I think it's too early
Do you talk about the future in your first date, Bruna?
usually. No, not you. Well, at least the last one I went on, I talked because I don't go on a lot of dates, so but I was thinking about the last one I went. We talked about the future, really deep talks.
Yeah.
It's the same one about the therapy.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very deep, good, very deep conversation. Yeah.
Yes, at the bar.
Yeah. Jesus. Okay. Nice. We don't have too much time to still talk, but okay. We are just talking about the first dates, the first impression, the first restaurants. Uh, but what about 2 years after the first date? Do you think that is dating someone after 2 years is still the same thing, or it's more excited or not? Bruno?
You mean like you keep meeting the person,
Yes.
and then after 2 years, how you feel? I think it depends, but if you are in a relationship or not in, or like just dating, because like I have already dated a guy once, and then at 4 years later I dated him again, but during these years, like we didn't see each other, you know but I think if the person is nice, and if you are like after 2 years you are in a relationship, like probably you are in a serious relationship, right? If the guy is enrolando você, then I don't know how to say this in English. If they are doing it, it can be worrying. But I think if you're dating someone for so long and you still like the person, I think it can be exciting, like there are some couples that like to do or to go on the same restaurant, after some time. I think it's really cute, actually. I will definitely do it. That's it.
Bruna sounds like a romantic person.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is very cute. Like, oh, I would like this and this, and I am like the person that doesn't trust the guys. I am always suspicious, and Bruna is like very cute and everything's nice. I'm learning here. I need to be a little bit more like this.
No, you don't.
Yeah. But about this like 2 years later, I think it's nice and it's healthy to keep the synergy and the energy that the couple has. But I think everything at the beginning is nicer because it's new. So like you are starting something, it's the first time you go to rest, it's the first time that you kiss, it's the first time that you go to the movies. And so I think that when it's the beginning, it's nicer. And then you're like, you kind of get used to, but I think it has to keep being nice. But I think at the beginning it's nicer.
Yeah, I think that it's still keeping nice, but I think that especially my first dates are not that good because, as I said, I don't talk that much. I don't feel that comfortable, but it's still growing up inside of me. So I just start to become more communicative, to trust more on the person that I'm dating. So I think 2 years later, to me, it's a much better date than the first. But the first date is something that uh, I always remember because it's have um it's a good memory. Go on, Bruno.
No, I know we are running out of time, but I saw a TikTok some months ago about a girl that she said she only go on dates if the guy pays for her Uber, pays for the meal and everything. And I want to know for you, like, what do you think about it? Is it okay, like, if the person asks you to pay for it, to date you? Like, would you go out with the person if they do it?
First of all, I will not pay my Uber to go to a date at the first time. So I think I think it will not happen anymore. Um, except if the person lives near to me, it's a neighbor, so something like this can happen. But other side, no. And you, Amanda?
Yeah, I think for me, it would be weird if the person pays for everything. I wouldn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, but sorry. It was interesting because these were her, not standards. The how can we call it, um regras, rules, her rules, to
Yes.
go on the date. Really difficult, right? Yeah,
Yeah, really difficult to date with
yeah.
her. I think it will not happen. uh, okay, girls. So it was a pleasure to talk with you tonight. And I shared with you on the chat the link to the survey. So please answer these. And I think that's it, Gears. It was amazing. And I really hope to see you here again next week. Okay? So have a
Thank you
great
so
week.
much. I loved
Thank
it.
you.